Ironically, the cannabis legalization movement, now claiming 40 states under medical access and 24 plus DC fully legalized, countless lives and neighborhoods have been changed for the better. And tax revenues generated from these programs are empowering cannabis to become the exact opposite of what reefer madness taught generations it'd amount to: a force for anti-violence. And aside from the futile enforcement efforts we're seeing millions being pumped into, there's still plenty of leftover to do good with, like in New Jersey. The state is allocating 5.2 million in cannabis tax funds to 11 facilities over 10 counties to further support New Jersey's hospital-based violence intervention program. In a December 15th press release announcing the latest round of funding for the 3-year-old program, Governor Phil Murphy said meeting survivors of violence where they are during such a critical time of their healing journey is essential to their well-being. The New Jersey Hospital-Based Violence Intervention Program is a crucial resource to address both the mental and physical ramifications of violence in our communities, proving and providing a light at the end of the tunnel when it is needed most, end quote. Initially funded through the Federal Victims of Crime Act, the program provides financial support into partnership between hospitals and community-based entities so they can offer the services to assist crime victims. Overseen by the Department of Law and Public Safety's Office of Violence Intervention Prevention, the program links victims with therapy, mentorship, and other social services designed to encourage recovery and prevent them from retaliating against their attackers. Resources for the program are now drawn from Cannabis Regulatory Enforcement Assistance and Marketplace Modernization Fund, a mouthful there, which aims to reinvest the communities most impacted by cannabis criminalization. Attorney General Matthew Platkin said the innovative program has shown the benefits of interrupting cycles of violence at the hospital bedside and is how to forge a path to healing and greater safety. Thanks to Governor Murphy, the funding we are announcing today demonstrates the clear commitment to continuing our public health approach to public safety, supporting our community partners, and providing victims of violent crime critical services at a time of crisis. So I think it's a great thing, and a huge middle finger out to reefer madness peddlers out there trying to do bad. Like I said before, unfortunately, way too many funds are being pumped into enforcement efforts, which are just feeding the trap. But at least some good is coming out of this. And I think I would hope that more state-run programs mimic what New Jersey is doing here, because you know what? In a economy run by dollars and more dollars and more dollars, it's all important that we follow the money. And if we're following cannabis dollars being tracked to help people and not hurt them, as Reefer Matt is intended to do, it's a win-win for all of us. I'm Rico Lamid, the dopest dad on the street. Interested in what the rest of the team thinks about this one. This beautiful Monday morning. Got anything?
Yeah, bro. This is great news. This is great news for victims of violence that are in New Jersey. This is fantastic news for them. And I think this is a good use of funds overall. I mean, I think of a few other things that it can go to, but at the same time, I'm not going to complain about this, about helping out victims of violence or whatnot. I think this is a great use of funds.
Agreed, 100%. It's nice to see the money actually going towards trackable and going towards something that helps the community.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep.
Medicine, healing the community.
Look at that, Rico. You found a feel-good story for your first story of the week.
Look at that, man. It's the beginning of the week, man. It must be the Feast of Saturnalia coming up or something, man. Something's getting me real revved up.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I got some bad news for you. Don't worry. I got plenty of it.
Can't wait.
What do you think on this, Yarrow? You got your new camera and your new lights going on over there?
I know, Yarrow. You'd be right at home on a Fox News screen right now.
Look, I like the use of funds. I don't like the notion that the tax money from cannabis is used for great things, because then if we want to reduce the taxes on cannabis, we're talking about reducing some of the benefits to those good programs. And so this is always a worthy use of funds. It would be an even better world if programs like this didn't have to have the taxes on cannabis to be well funded, because obviously there's a massive societal benefit to supporting these types of programs. So yeah, if we're going to get taxed, this is as good a use of those tax funds as possible. And in an even better world, we wouldn't need to get so taxed in order for programs that have this type of merit to find funding anyway.
I'm glad you took that angle.
That's a very
Yarrow,
interesting
because
angle.
it goes back to the debate we had last week, man. You have countless really, really influential and really detrimental corporations, especially in New Jersey, that have torn apart communities that have nothing to do with cannabis, right? And they get tax breaks, but they're polluting the hell out of the earth, and they are making people sick. And you know what? They hardly even pay a dime in taxes. So I think it is a little bit of a slippery slope here when we see all the quote unquote good being done through cannabis taxation, when in fact a lot of the business owners are struggling because of heavy-handed taxes at the same time. So it is a double-edged sword.
Corporations are people too, Rico.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean,
I got a quick quiz for you.
Yes, go for it, Matthew.
In the American style capitalism that you love so much, Jason, corporations are people.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the first person running for office as taxing cannabis in order to help the community?
The first person to tax cannabis in order to help
propose taxing cannabis.
Jesse Ventura.
I think that was in the 70s. I think it was in the 70s.
Yep.
I don't remember the guy's name, but I do remember that it was in the 70s.
Great Dr. Timothy Leary. That's right, you guys.
That's right.
Tim Leary.
Right.
Yo.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You should have put that up for a poll, man.
Oh, right.
If anybody could come up with that.
Yeah. And then who framed him to go to Folsom State Prison so he wouldn't get elected because he was out polling him? Ronald Reagan. That's right, you guys.
Oh.
Jason's boy.
Yeah.
Jason's homeboy. The man with 6 letters in all 3 of his names. But for some reason, he's not the mark of the beast. I don't know.
Killer Mike says, Ronald Reagan, 666.
So you tell him, I mean, Reagan died a long time ago, so how can he be the mark of the beast?
Oh, he's not. He's just another evil term.
Yeah, he's not the mark of the beast, bro. Stop being ridiculous.
He's not the mark of the beast, bro. That book ain't real, you guys.
Yeah. There we go.
World is
Separate from
the world is never ending, you guys. The universe is going to be here forever, working it out. So
did the world ever begin?
Separate from Bedtime with Bonzo, I think if we take a step back from the program that was a part of the article that was just covered, if we take a step back from that, I don't think it's a big stretch to say that a lot of crime and violence is a byproduct of poverty. And so I think there's a reason why traditionally, shanty towns are the roughest place, because people are just struggling to survive. And so it would be awesome to also see people taking a step back and saying, okay, what are the root causes of violence in communities, and how do we run at solving some of that, and how do we get funding for that? Because people who are doing well don't fight as much amongst each other. People who are feeling like they're winning, people who are thriving, people who are putting more than just a little bit on the kitchen table are less likely to want to be in conflict. And so I think a lot, very much, about how neighborhoods of poverty become like crabs in a barrel. And so it'd be awesome to see funding to attack some of those root causes. And so hopefully we can get more money for programs like this, hopefully not necessarily by taxing regulated cannabis, and we can still prioritize getting rid of violence, because we all know that that's a worthy cause.
Fair enough.
I think the problem that you keep on bringing up there, Yarrow, is that would mean we would be going to the source and we'd be looking for a solution or a cure, and cures are not profitable.
Cures are not profitable. That's true. But on that, we got to go to a commercial, and we're going to be right back.